Hello, guys. Welcome back to my 10th episode of my podcast. This is my milestone episode, and the title of this episode is Think Like an Entrepreneur. So, I'm looking back at the last 6 interviews that I've done, and I've captured all the really good contents. So, the podcast will come in 4 sections. And the first one I would like to showcase is why did these people went into entrepreneurship? These were doctors, these were engineers, these were planners, cost control people in the oil and gas. These were very highly. Why did they get into this? So listen to this chapter and get inspired on why these people would like to change their lives.
It's the top of the mountain, so it's like such a special thing for you that you're making it unattainable.
It's you.
Yeah, he's like in your head. It's the greatest achievement possible, and you don't think you're worthy of that. And he's like, but Scott, it's not that big a deal. Loads of other people have done it. You want to open a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school? You want to do it in 10 years? Do it. And that was it, man. That conversation changed my life. It was just like, oh man,
and just. So it started 3 years ago. It'll be 3 next month. Wow. It's been a hobby. It was a hobby to start with. And I remember talking to one of my friends. I said, this is a real thing. And he said to me, did you hear what you just said? This is a real thing now. He was like, you need to go and follow your dreams. You're so passionate about this. But I didn't have enough time to give to TDL. And I was trying to juggle everything, trying to be everything to everybody. And you simply can't do that. You can do anything that you want in this world, but you can't do it all.
Comfort zone. So your comfort zone became the fear zone. You.
So I got scared. I got desperate, right? So that was when that. But then a lot of people, sometimes they don't have to go through the same transition all the time.
Yeah.
It can be a lot smoother transitions, but sometimes people just need to kind of hit the brick wall until you're like, oh man, I don't have anywhere else to go. I need to do something.
Yes.
Right. But the thing is, you don't want to become an accidental investor because you.
Yeah. So just putting myself out there and, learning to not worry about what other people think of you. You started your side hustle for a reason, and you have that why, whether it be to provide for your children, whether it be to provide for your future children, to retire, friends and family, whatever it might be in your life, and you're connected to that why, and that's why you started your side hustle. So you've got to keep that in the forefront of your mind.
Because there's so much pressure these days to you need money to be able to do certain things, and you can't not acknowledge that. But at the same time, it doesn't mean anything if you don't enjoy it. If you're miserable every day, then it doesn't really work in the long run. It just leads to problems. So I've always said to kids, like, find something that you really enjoy doing, become good at it, and everything else should really take care of itself.
So for the next chapter 2, it's how to fight the fear. So I realized when I spoke to them, having a 9-to-5 job, the prospect of losing your job, the prospect of getting stagnation is actually the fear. It's not the jumping off into entrepreneurship. It's being stationary where they are, stopping the development. That's where they felt that it was actually quite scary, and they wanted a change. They wanted control. They wanted the time with their family. So check out chapter 2 and tell me what you think.
Never left me. One was pure excitement. I just kind of thought, this is brilliant. I'm so excited. And the other one was pure terror. I was like, what am I doing? What if it doesn't work? I don't have any savings. I have a mortgage. I have bills. This has to work from month one.
Yes.
I have no safety net whatsoever. And those two, and in fact, one of my trusted advisors that I spoke to, when he said, what do you feel? And I told him that exact, I said, I'm terrified and I'm excited, and they're both the same. And he said, good. He said, that's how you should feel. That's perfect. Now you're definitely ready to go and start on your own.
Really?
I left, and 3 months later, the price of oil crashed. So all my plan B, C, D, and E just vanished in front of me.
Yeah.
And then I realized that this was a risk, and this had to work. So I had to make a choice.
Bring
It's in a bit.
It was the fear of it was more the fear of the fear zone, the fear of the jump into the unknown. So it's definitely the comfort zone. I encourage everybody to leave the comfort zone all the time.
Yeah.
You're really uncomfortable doing or you don't want to do. If there's things that you don't want to do, why not? Okay, some things might be stinky and smelly. Good, don't do those things. But if the reason you're not going to do stuff is because you're scared, then that's exactly the reason why you should do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. On Sunday.
Yeah. So I think that fear is our instinct to keep us safe.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's wrong to have that fear at all. It's a good thing. I still have that fear in my head every single day. But the thing is, to go out and do any business or anything at all, you have to quiet that part of your head, and it comes with the practice.
Yeah.
And I think it comes with good preparation as well. I think I've listened to Will Smith recently when he was just about to do skydiving, and he said, all the worries that you had up to the point where you want to jump, it doesn't matter at all.
And in the third chapter, it is not just about business, about work, but it's all about time management. What's your priority? And listening to the next chapter 3, it's not just, most of these entrepreneurs, or all that I know, are very good with the exercise, the time management, and time prioritization. So check this chapter out and get a bit more idea on how it can help you.
So that's my non-negotiables. So, like brushing my teeth in the morning, I would go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Thursday is non-negotiable for me. I usually get a 4th session in the week. And the other thing for me is walks. So walking helps me to recharge. It helps me to get back into that flow state. I don't know if you've heard of that term before.
It's so painful. It's so hard, everything. But when I felt like that, I hit the gym straight to keep my mental strength back. And I listen to, a lot of podcasts of self-help audio books and stuff like that.
Off the gas with my business. And that is something I regret that I'm going to have, because I could have had so much more success during that time had I been a bit more consistent with myself. And it's hard to make that realization that you didn't make it a priority and you just fed yourself some excuse. But and once you make it a priority, it becomes top of your list, and you will fit it into small times in your day. Like you said earlier, using your lunchtime, getting up 15 minutes earlier to have a call with the girls, so you're waking up refreshed in the morning, spending an hour in the evening. And thankfully, my day job, I'm actually...
Because, if you want something that bad and you want to make it work, you have to have that determination. And I worked hard for it as well, But I was working 2 weeks offshore, long hours during startup, coming home and then doing 2 weeks developing this business and then flying offshore. So I was on a 2 and 2 and trying to start up a platform and trying to start up a gin distillery at the same time. So pretty
And for the last chapter 4, which is also my favorite part, is the top advices for all 6 entrepreneurs that I've interviewed. And I've played this over a couple of times and I still get inspired by it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this last chapter, episode 10 of the podcast. I hope you subscribe and sign up. All right, enjoy this chapter.
Productivity increases when we stop and we recharge.
Life will reward bold decisions, brave actions. No, I mean,
just be open-minded. If opportunities present themselves, it might not be in the form that you originally thought, but don't say no before you know what it is. Just be open-minded. That's my biggest tip for everyone out there.
Okay. Wow.
And the last one is to use your network to work on your network to build it, but to use your network to ask for the help. My network was amazing, and the people I'm connected to, and I got help and advice and still do if I need it. And people have been very, very supportive. So use your network.
Wow. It says, in the midst of difficulties lies opportunity.
Knowing what I know now, and don't get me wrong, it doesn't suit every single individual. It's a stressful environment. It can be quite demanding, quite emotional, but I think, you know, I wouldn't swap it for the world. So I think if